Hello all. Today we'll be doing the instructional model of learning. So basically in this session we'll be understanding the different models that will help us out in designing training modules in the organization. So first of all, let us see what do we understand by design and model. A design is basically a creative pattern or a rational, logical, sequential process intended to solve problems, because as an HR person, when you'll be working in an organization, you will be interested upon the job of organizing training for different section of the workforce. Okay, so there will be a huge diversity in terms of skill set, in terms of aptitude, in terms of competency. So you need to have a proper flow chart of how actually you are going to proceed with your objective of providing training. So design actually gives us an overview of it. Models, and model, by model we mean it is a mental picture that helps us to understand something we cannot experience directly. As in case of civil engineering, architecture, we have a miniature design of the actual building that we will be constructing. So in the same way, here in training module also you need to have some kind of model that will actually tell you what will the final output look like. Yes. Now instructional and design. Okay. Instructions, we mean it is a set of events that facilitates learning, how actually we will proceed. And design means, as we have already done, it is a sequential process for particular problem. According to Reeser and Dempsey in 2007, instructional design is defined as systematic process that is employed to develop education and training program in a consistent and reliable fashion. Yes, and instructional design, as we have already discussed, it is a systematic process of translating general principles of learning into instructional plans. Okay, now these principles of learning can be different for the different recipients, different participants, that we will study in our coming sessions. Okay. Now, the purpose of instructional design, it helps the teacher to develop her capacity to teach more students and create conducive environment for them, because it is explicitly designed, and the instructor also knows how he has to proceed. So it is not a person oriented design module. Okay, in an organization you should never have such person oriented, like if that person leaves your organization or if he is absent for a long period, so your whole system will crash down. This should not be the case. Okay, so therefore when there are proper instructional manuals, so the person, if he is not present at that time, somebody else can slip into his shoes. Okay, it helps curriculum makers to plan learning center and curriculum which provides a variety of educational experience to students, because in that way we will have a focused understanding of what is required from the students, and then we will include a wide spectrum of skills that we can incorporate in our training module. Okay, so otherwise if we do not have a written document of it, then what will happen, that one year I find that say CRM is very important. Okay, and next year I find that okay, suddenly I have developed an interest towards the softwares that are used in marketing, so I am focusing more on the software. So the people who are actually working in the organization, they are not at the same level of understanding, because few people were given more stress on CRM, others were given more stress on the softwares, few others were given more stress on communication skills. So there is no standardized way, and there is no equal skills that are possessed by all, so it is very dicey. So it helps to make materials and create more interesting and effective instructional materials and learning sources. Yes. Okay, then it stimulates to develop new educational forms, educational opportunities. Exactly. Advantages. What will be the advantages of instructional design? It supports effective, efficient, and appealing instructions. That this we've already discussed. Facilitates congruence among objectives, activities, and assessment. This has to be there. We will have some kind of objective of our training. Then it should be in congruence with the activities that we are doing and the assessment. They all should be in line. Like the objective is, for suppose we are organizing training program for Salesforce. Okay, so the objective is that the sales should increase. Okay, the activities involved in the training program were not only about team building. Okay, but they were also about increasing sales, sorry, which included in improvement in communication skills, understanding of the market, everything. Okay, and the assessment was also like that only. Next 3 months you will be evaluated, and if there is a growth in the sales, then we can say that yes, the training has been successful. Okay, otherwise what would have happened, like our objective was to increase sale, but we focused more on teamwork. So now we have a very good team, less of grievances, more of retention, but the sales remains low only. So the objective of the training is not achieved. So this should not be the case. Then provide systematic framework for dealing with learning problems. Exactly. Because as we have discussed that people are at different competency level, different skill sets, so they will be requiring different kind of approach. Okay, so this also we have to take into consideration while developing our training module. Then learning effectiveness. Exactly, it will be effective only when we get down to the level of our recipient, and then we actually start imparting training to them. Disadvantages can be instructional design does not have any limit of applicability. It is not the solution to all the ills and problems of education and training, nor is it the only method of creating education. Yes, this is just one of the way in which the skill set of employees can be improved, but it is not the only way in which it can be improved. It has to be complemented by other things also. Then time consuming in a way, it makes time to learn how to follow the ID procedures and time to implement them. Exactly, because people might feel that okay, we need to do this in a different way, but then you are not allowed to take that liberty, because proper instructions are given which you have to follow. So the people who are not well versed with the module, they find it very beneficial, and people who have different idea of implementation, they find it very confining. They find it like we are not given full autonomy, so it may have an impact on their motivation. So that is a basic disadvantage. And a good instructional design requires a number of resources. Exactly, because we actually include a broad spectrum of things that we will be including in it, so therefore we require many resources. Okay, so in this way we have learned today what instructional design means, what do we mean by model, instructions, design, how we make it, what is its importance, and what are the disadvantages. Okay, so next time we'll do more about it. Thank you.